Now, think for a second what it would be like to go to school 5 days a week and have to touch a hot burner, a very, very, very hot burner. That is what it's like for me touching paper. Unless it's like magazine paper, I can touch that because it has like a cover on it. But having a little kindergarten child having to color and touch paper and cry and scream and throw a fit, a tantrum, because it's all behavior and that's what it was. No. But that is what it's like to touch paper for me, and it's always been that way, and it wasn't until I think like 2-3 years ago people finally realized, oh, maybe him saying ow for 18, 19, 20 years, it actually is an ow and not just a annoyance of other people because I didn't want to do my work. But no. And of course, back when I graduated in 2006, they still wouldn't really give a lot of kids computers to type on, especially me that threw everything, including myself, on the ground, yes. So I had a very hard time for the 12 years of my schooling, minus 1 year, and that was grade 11. I had the opportunity to have an EA one-to-one with me, where all the other years they were, because I wasn't very, very, very severely needed medical care, medical urgency, with feeding tubes, wheelchairs. I was verbal, well, as verbal as somebody quoting movie quotes was, so my life was just movie quotes. So people would not really want to talk to me because I would ramble off something that I've heard, and they're like, yeah, whatever. So movie quotes was the most of my life, and then it wasn't until after high school that I really found my voice and was able to express what I wanted to say and have people go, oh, wow, he does know what he's talking about. Wow. So we'll go back to kindergarten. I was the kid that did not ever stop moving. I still never stopped moving. And I was the kid, on the tables. I was walking around in circles, running around in circles. I was the best at playing tag because no one could catch me, and I could serpentine very good. Yeah, so kindergarten to, I think, grade 6 was like the worst. I was very bullied, the teachers didn't understand me, so they just kind of was like, go over there. And then everyone else was like, let's either play tag with him or ignore him or bully him. So I was actually okay with the bulliness because I was like, whoa, I don't know what they're saying anyways, because kids say, lots of stuff. So, but there's the grade 11 story, I think, was the highlight of my 12 years. And I was, because of that EA, really got to know me and got to know my strengths of physical activity. Academically, I was not able to even sit still, and touching paper 5 days a week is really difficult. So she figured that physical activity would really hone in on my skills and strengths as a student. So what we did was, we did a lot of more of vocational, filling the vending machines. I could fill a vending machine so fast and efficiently. All the kids knew Alexander, he filled that vending machine because all the labels were so microscopically perfect. And I would fix it, and I only turned left. Even I turned left to turn right, just like I came out. So if it was like this, I would have to turn it all the way around to get it perfect, which was very time-consuming, and she'd go like this, and perfectly, and then if another kid did it, the students all knew that she worked with me and go, how come Alex didn't do the vending machines today? And she would be like, wow, these kids are really noticing this kid is really making a difference in this school that is as simple as the vending machine's pop, especially, was all straight. And I don't think anyone realized how monumental that was to have the kids notice that they were all straight. And then if another kid did it, of course the kid, so it didn't really matter to that person, and it was just so interesting to play with my strengths of the sufficiency and the particularness of that vending machine. And then also, I was a very good runner. So I had my wrestling coach. He, because the teachers in it's called resource room, I guess. I don't know if it's that anymore, or basis program or life skills program. I would be in there, and I would just do this and just always moving. You should have seen me back there. I think I sat for like 10 minutes the whole time. So she's like, well, what are we going to do? And this kid is very physical. He's always moving. And then the wrestling coach was like watching me run the track, because on the breaks, I would, I think it was like every not even 15 minutes, my EA learned that if Al ran the track once, it would expel enough energy to get to the next 15 minutes. So what she did was, she would go, okay, Al, I'm going to time you. And I love challenges. I love being fast and efficient and precise. And she knew that. So she knew that I needed to run, and she knew that she would never be able to catch me. So she knew, and I love lines and circles and stuff. So what she would do is, she would go, okay, Al, run the track as fast as you can, all the way around, and then come back to me. So I would, and of course, you know how in tracks they go this way? Yeah, I don't go this way. I go the opposite way. So I always went this way. And it's going to be a huge problem if I ever start speed skating, because speed skating is this way, and that is not the right way. Everyone in the world goes the wrong way, So that's what I did. And the kids and the wrestling coach go, wow, that kid is really fast, and he's strong, and he's always physical. He's always, I'm always one to wrestle with somebody, and I wrestled for like 6 years, and I did become a provincial champion, which I'm very excited about. Thank you. Thank you. So I had the fundamentals of wrestling was fast, efficient, strong. So, and I do not like feeling wet on my hands, and of course, when you wrestle, you're very sweaty and very gross and smelly and all the things that people with autism just don't like. And what really motivated me to win was, you win, you pin, you're done, which was awesome. So I win, pin, done. That's what I did. So that was great. And the coaches were like, wow. All right. It was very, very, very simple. Pin, win, done. Just like in school. And that's the next thing is, for all kids, especially with autism, we have these obsessions. It is the highly one area of expertise. Usually that is all we talk about and all that we want to talk about or even want to hear about. Because the hi, how are yous, just we don't hear them because they're nothing. But I've learned to. Socially, I'm good. Yes. I'm good, I'm fine, I'm very good. And I still do that. How are you? Very good. And people just know that, if you want to talk to Al, you have to either walk with him or talk really fast when he's around you, and then wait, and then continue. And wait, and continue. People are getting very good at that. There was, the really great thing with children is to find what their strengths are. Just like Chris was saying, I can't emphasize that enough, is if you find that one area, like cliche trains, I know it's very cliche for people with autism, where mine is Survivor, the show Survivor. It has been on for 31 seasons, and I won't go into any more because I will have 7 minutes of talking about Survivor, and that's what you're not here for. And I know that, socially I know that. But believe me, we'd have a lot of time talking about Survivor. But anyways, so with Survivor, think of all of the courses, or what was that other word that he was using? Opportunities of areas of math, social studies, science, geography, whatever else there was, because I never did any of the opportunities because I was circling and walking on desks and hiding under desks and sitting in the office. Basically my whole grade 9 year was sitting in the office, and I didn't quite have my name on that chair, but everyone in the school knew that was my chair and not to sit there. And if there was 3 chairs and 4 kids, none of them were me. 1 kid would stand because they would not go in that chair because it's my chair. So usually what I would do is I would either go to class, and then for some odd reason, people like you to sit in the chair and like a everyday average person and listen to the teacher, where I, would lay on the chair, lay on the floor, put my feet on the floor, or I would, do this, standing on the chair or standing on the desk, or sometimes I would just all the time I would not pay attention. So the teacher, and because I was not technically the most high need kid, I did not get an EA to myself most of my years, which I think everyone that ever taught me would say he could have really used one. And he could have really used like a sedative too, but you can't do that. So, so for some odd reason, I would go into the office and sit in my chair, and all of the faculty would, "Hi, Alex. Hi, Alexander. What are you here for?" But they only asked once or twice, because then it was the same answers every time. Or I wouldn't give an answer and just kind of look at them and circle away. And I would sit there, or lay there, or stand there. I would stand on the chair, because sit on the chair. So I figured, well, if I stood on the chair, I'm on the chair. I'm not sitting, but I'm on the chair. And then there were definitely times where I would, hear the bell ring and go right to the office and sit in the chair. And then they'd be like, "The class hasn't even started. How is that possible?" And then they'd be like, "Go to class." And then, of course, I'd get in late, and they'd be like, "Go to the office, you're late." Alrighty then. So I would circle to the office and then sit there and be like, there you go. So yeah, grade 9 was interesting. And my poor mother, she got so many phone calls of, "Al did this, Al did that, Al did this, Al did that." I think she was more excited of my high school graduation just because she would not get a phone call from the school saying, "Al did this." And she would just shake her head and go, I don't even want to hear, stop calling me. I know what my kid will do every day. I have a list of, the 5 things that he did, and I just don't want to hear anymore. So she was very excited that I graduated. But I know a very small thing that would have been monumental in my school career. That would have been finding my strength of my particular area at that time in my life. In kindergarten to grade 6 was about the same. I think it was like Barney or something like that, and quoting movies and stuff like that. And then in my high school, it was very much the show Survivor. I knew every useless fact you would ever want to know about Survivor. I have a book that I made after high school when I had access to a computer in in 2007. So the year after I graduated, I basically did my entire school career in that year with creating this book of information of stats, math, geography, all that stuff. And then I did a 6-week course in sign language after high school, after just a couple of years ago actually. And my interest was in sign language, and I honed in on that. And because I'm all visual, I did very well, and I got a 94% in my sign language course, when many other people got only like 70, 80%. and they're college professors, and they're math professors, and here this guy with autism rocked it. It was awesome. Thank you. So in conclusion, really, all of you teachers, all of you educators, all of you parents, all of you caregivers, all of you parents, all of you everyone, hone in onto that one skill, and you can teach them in a very broad way of teaching them all about life through their autism obsession, as we call it. Thank you guys very much. Thank you.